We now begin to work into some seated stretches. You may find it more comfortable to be seated on a blanket. So in this position, we're going to start to learn to sit cross-legged. So placing your blanket firmly or a foam support. In seated cross-legged, the hips get a bit of a stretch here. But often when your hips and your back muscles are tight, it's fairly unpleasant on your body after a while. You may need 2 blankets. I'm just going to turn to the side so you can just see the position that your spine needs to be in. So in cross-legged, if you're noticing any stiffness or tightness through your back, you're likely to be in a slumped position. This is certainly not ideal, and it puts a tremendous amount of strain on the muscles of your lower back and the joints as well. So build up your support. You may need an extra blanket just to bring those hips up, your ankles across, and just as we demonstrated in our standing posture, your shoulders are over your hips and your head position is on the center of the body. Here your back muscles are activated as well as your abdominal muscles. So you can practice seated cross-legged with your back against the wall just to get you into that sense of what you need to do, where your muscles need to be feeling the actual workout. So now we're going to start with those stretches. In this movement, we're going to have the soles of the feet together. Now, if it's not comfortable around your hips, you may need a couple of pillows underneath your knees. Interlace your hands. You're going to breathe in, continue to monitor the positioning of your spine. Exhale, stretch your arms away, separating your hands, and just allow your hips to hinge forward without rounding your back. Hold it there. Stretch a little bit more, but always wait for your body to tell you when you're ready to go. Now hold your ankles, bring your shoulders back up and over your hips. Let's try that again. Inhale. Exhale as we stretch the arms forward. Separate your hands and reach forward. It's a sense of surging forward from your hips. Holding on to those ankles and pull yourself up nice and tall. Once again, inhale, exhale, turning your palms, big stretch forward, surging from your hips, attempting to keep your back straight so the movement is coming from your hips, holding onto those ankles and reaching up tall. Good. I'm just going to turn to the front now, coming back to your seated cross-legged. Let your knees just release to the floor. This next stretch involves a rotation as well. So we're going to have the palms together, thumbs side by side. Your hands are level with the top of your chest. Breathe out and start to gently twist. Now follow those hands of yours around with your eyes so your neck, shoulders become a part of that rotation. Inhale to the center. Straight back. And exhale as we work our way to the other side of the room. Try not to allow the hip to leave its foundation. Inhale to the center. Exhale again. Keep those shoulders relaxed and down. Head on top of the spine. And to the center. Again, big stretch as we do another little twist. And back to the center. Now place your hands on the floor. Recross your legs in order to get that evenness through our hips. Here what we're going to be doing is coming forward, so stretch your arms so they resemble an A-frame. Fingertips in contact with the ground, the wrist is off the floor. And then allow your arms to just come forward, and you should feel a nice stretch now working through those hips. Reaching it down, navel to the spine. Bring yourself back up to a seated position. Again, checking that your shoulders are over your hips. Inhale. Moving the body forward as you exhale, let your arms come with you. And as you practice this a little bit more regularly each day, you'll find that freedom will come to those hips. You'll be able to stretch just that little bit further, always with cautious. And coming back to the top. Now let's switch those legs around again. Starting in an upright position. Breathe first, and then breathing out as you stretch forward. Drop the shoulders down so there's no tension through the muscles of the upper body. It's important to maintain flexibility around our hips. They rely on us when we walk. They hold us upright during bending positions. And then coming up. Arms come back to your side. Once again, breathing out and bring those arms forward and reach. Again, watching for that rounding, the collapsing of the spine. Maintain its uprightness. And release. Now let's recross those legs. In this next position, one side of your hip will feel a stronger stretch compared to the other. So we'll bring ourselves forward first. Keep your buttocks down on top of your support. Then take both of your hands and walk yourself across to your right side. And as you take yourself to the right, notice how that left hip is stretched even further. Breathe easily. You'll feel a mild tension, but if there's any pain, please pull back or stop entirely. Take those hands across to the left side. And now you should feel a stretch into that right hip. Holding it there. And coming back to the center. Bring your shoulders back upright. I'm going to turn you around again. Take those hands behind you. And as you just lean back continuously, use your arms to help support the body so you're not in this uncomfortable sinking position. So the chest remains up, and then you're going to inhale, lift that chest of yours up. Be careful of the neck that it doesn't just fall back. Breathe out. We're going to catch hold of our thighs and scoop. And arms back to the side again, coming up on the tips of the fingers. Stretch and lift up through the chest. And then gently as we scoop, hollow out through your abdominal muscles. Come right back up again. Take the soles of the feet together. You can start to draw your knees a little closer towards your base. Hold on to the front of the ankles as we use your arms to help pivot the chest forward. And this is going to stretch you out through your groin, your inner thigh, holding those shoulders down. Breathe smoothly here. This is where the static stretching comes into play, that holding position for a short period. Good. And then bring your knees together and hold yourself upright for a moment, releasing it, centering your head.